Hey guys, it's Mahalia and I am going to answer some of your questions. I love that your music is inspired by R&B from the 90s or early noughties. What is it about this era of music in particular that you find so inspiring? I grew up with all of the music from the kind of late 90s, early noughties. I think that is totally wrapped in my generation. And I don't really know what it was about it that made me feel so inspired when I got older. I think it just has always felt nostalgic, and it reminds me of being a kid. It reminds me of running home from school and turning on MTV and watching all the latest R&B hip hop music videos. It kind of feels at home, and it feels like it's kind of running through my blood. And I think I have to put it down to my parents. I think my parents surrounded us in music when we were kids, and I think that also made us love that music and love that genre. I kind of grew up with soul and hip hop and R&B playing all the time, so I think it was always going to happen. Leicestershire babe, oi oi. What does it mean to you to be a musician born and raised outside of London? When I first came into the industry, I don't think I really got that I was quite different, because I was from quite a small city, and when I moved here, I realised that so many artists I was meeting were either born in London or had lived in London for a long time, or were from the outskirts of London. And I definitely felt like a bit of an odd one out. There's only a few of us that are able to get out of the city and go and do stuff elsewhere, really. And so it's huge. And it's also huge because I like the idea of people looking at me and thinking that they can do it as well and being inspired by that. How do you stay connected and inspired in the music industry? I try not to be too hard on myself if I don't feel inspired, so I just get on with it and, remember that I am that girl and I am able to write music and I'm good at it. And so I think I just have to allow myself to go through the lulls. A lot of the people that I hang out with on a day-to-day basis and keep close aren't in the music industry, and somehow that allows me to stay more connected, because I think if I was constantly surrounded by other artists and other people who are doing the same thing I did, that might be too much connection. The next question says, as a black woman in music, how do you stay rooted in an industry that can be isolating at times? I think it's really important that you surround yourself with like-minded people, and people who understand who you are and what you stand for and where you sit or are placed in the industry. I have a really, really brilliant team. Both my managers are two black women, and I have a lot of female friends and just a lot of women around me, some black women, some not. So I think it's about surrounding yourself with people that you can see yourself in, if that makes sense. Make sure you surround yourself with people that remind you who you are, and don't let you forget who you are. The next question says, seeing your style is such an inspiration to me. Who are your biggest fashion icons? Style is something that I've always kind of struggled with. I think sometimes I look at other people and go, God, she's got so much natural style. But I definitely style myself based on my body. And I've naturally always been quite curvy. So I will wear these kind of tighter tops and even now I'm kind of wearing these, you can't really see them, but these oversized trousers. I think if I was to think of a style icon, my mum was the first person that I looked at. Even things like this hat, my mum would totally wear my outfit through school. And as I got older, I think it would have to be Rihanna. I think I always saw Rihanna doing different things and doing exciting things and never being afraid to show off her assets and just wear whatever she wanted. And then the last question is, if you could make music with anybody, alive or dead, who would you choose? Somebody that I would love to create with is Kendrick Lamar. I've been a fan ever since I can remember, and I think he's so brilliant. SZA is someone that I talk about a lot. I think she inspires me a lot, actually, in my writing and just in my melodies. And I think she's so great. I think there is a long, long list. I think if I was going to think of somebody when I was a kid who I really wanted to make music with, it probably would have been Amy Winehouse. I was so devastated when she passed when I was a kid. And I think in my head, at that age, I was just so sad that I would never get the chance to meet her or let her hear me sing. So I think she would be someone else that I would love to collaborate with.